Good Saturday morning, everybody. Chris Allen here on the Sam channel, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, all sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. Wow, what a night. Morning. Well, late night, early morning. Was I just here a few hours ago? I was, right. Okay. I thought so. I think I drifted off to sleep a little bit for a couple of hours, but here we are. Really, we did not get the brunt of this system. I mean, seriously, the terrible weather, parts of Arkansas, the city of Little Rock, and Wynne, Arkansas, Wynne, just outside of Little Rock. Death, destruction, very, very terrible situation there. Parts of Illinois, parts of Indiana, West Tennessee down toward Memphis and Covington outside the Memphis metro area. There have been numerous reports of tornadoes overnight. We had a couple of tornado warnings, but nothing really came from those. Some straight line winds and down trees and power lines and things like that. But besides that, we just dodged the bullet again. And I say that because it looked very, very threatening there for a while. And I thought, well, we get just a little sunshine, we're going to be in trouble. But the good news is that we kept low clouds and pretty much continual rain yesterday. That limited our instability and kept us from getting what could have been much worse for us. Now, there's going to be some reports of downed trees and power lines and wind gusts over 50, 60, 70 miles per hour in the region. But other than that, skies have cleared for the most part this morning. You can still see there's a box or two still showing up in parts of East Tennessee and western North Carolina. And that's where the severe weather is going on this morning. We still have the cold front to come through, and once it comes through this morning, that's when the winds are really going to ramp up to their highest gusts, and we could see gusts of 35 to 45, and I would say that there might even be a wind gust of 50, some or even over 50 somewhere in the state. But you can see that now the storms are gone. That dark area right over us, that means skies are clear. You can look out this morning. Here it is, 6:40 as I record this podcast, and everything is looking good. Now there will be another bank of clouds that will come through today with the actual cold front and this morning, those wind gusts, but it's not going to produce any rain. All the severe weather is gone. It's out of here, and it should stay out of here for the remainder of the weekend. So we are looking much better now than we did just yesterday or even very early this morning when we had a lot of those warnings going on in the middle of the night. Thankfully, we got out of here without getting too much in the way of damage or problems. The wind is going to be the problem today, and just like last Saturday, it is going to be a mix of sun and clouds and gusty winds. A wind advisory is in effect until 4 p.m. this afternoon. That map showing the lighter yellows to the west, indicating, 35 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts. Sustained winds are going to be, 15 to 25 to 30, and then occasionally we'll get those higher gusts. It's like last Saturday. We had the storms last Friday. Saturday, the sun came out, and then the winds were just all day. But I don't think this is going to be as brutal as far as winds, and most of the higher wind gusts are going to be this morning up until about midday. Then the winds will start to relax this afternoon. Unlike the system last Saturday, this one moves pretty quickly, and so it's not going to linger. The gusty winds are not going to linger into the late afternoon and evening hours or tonight. This is going to be just mainly this morning through about the middle part of the day, and then those winds should start to relax as we get into the late day. But confidence you see there in the gusty winds in the high category, wind gust of 40 to 50, isolated gust of 55 or greater. But that's mostly the central bluegrass and the eastern part of Kentucky. Here in southern Kentucky, yeah, we may hit a 50-mile-per-hour wind gust at some of the mesonet sites. And of course, with the wet ground from the rains of yesterday, and we picked up an inch and 3/4 officially of rainfall at the airport yesterday. That means some of the smaller trees and some of the branches are going to be loose. The winds are going to blow some of those down. There could be a few power outages even today without the storms with those gusty winds. So just keep that in mind today. Otherwise, um, it's going to be a pretty nice day, mix of sun and clouds, as I mentioned. Yesterday, we had a high of 71. You say, when did that happen? Because most of the day was rainy and wet. It happened just after 3 o'clock yesterday at the Bowling Green Airport. And that's when that little bit of sun came out for like, what, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And then the clouds came back and the rains came back. That really saved us from being in a more dangerous situation overnight last night and very early this morning. 66 is the average, so we were 5 degrees above average on temperature yesterday. Here's a look at the 10-day blender. We go mid 60s today. It's going to feel cooler than that thanks to the wind. By the way, did you notice weather stick is back to blue? But notice it's kind of, look, you see it? It's pulsing. It's like it's moving. Why is that? Because of the wind. The wind is making it do that. I thought, weather stick? How can we show the people that it's going to be nice? The weather's fine, but there's going to be wind, so it's doing that pulsing effect. So there you go. So mid 60s today, will drop into the mid 30s tonight. It'll be partly cloudy. It's not going to be completely clear, so I'm not too concerned about frost, although there could be a few spotty areas that get cold enough or clear enough for a time and the wind's calm that we could have some patchy frost. But for the most part, we're not going to have to worry about that. Tomorrow, back into the mid 60s, beautiful day for Sunday. Monday, we'll begin to see showers moving in late after a high of 70, but look at that 80 on Tuesday. Tuesday into Wednesday now. This next round of active weather has been pushed a little later into Tuesday night into Wednesday. So it looks like, and I'll show you on the maps here, in the model maps and everything, what we're looking at, but we're looking at another potential severe weather event Tuesday night into Wednesday, just to give you the heads up here, because we go from 80 to the mid 70s and then the low 60s by next Thursday or this coming Thursday. And then this coming weekend, we do cool off to near 60, but then we head back into the mid and upper 60s for the end of the next weekend or coming weekend and the beginning of next week. So it's we are just kind of in the throes of just this crazy transitional weather, and it just keeps on coming. All right, let's check the mesonets now, Kentucky mesonet sites across the area. And here we go with the winds first. I want to show you that because the winds are already picking up from the south and southwest. They'll become more west and northwest once the front passes through this morning. But already we're getting gusts of 25, 25, 25, 29, almost 30 miles per hour. That's up in Union County, the Morganfield area. The winds are really starting to pick up just ahead of that cold front. So the winds, yes, are already picking up even this morning. But get ready, the next several hours through the morning and through the midday are going to be the gustiest winds for the day. How about rainfall? Heaviest rains right here across southern Kentucky. And boy, did we pick up some rain. Look at that. 2 inches, just over 2 inches of rain. That's in Barron County. 1.75 inches, as I mentioned, here in Warren County, the Bowling Green area. Let's see, there's 2.10. That's in Hart County. 2.12, Liberty, Kentucky, and Casey County. And you see just, mostly an inch, inch and a half to 2 inches of rain. Very little rain for the 24-hour period, or at least not as much rain back to the west. Current temperatures at the moment showing that everybody's still in the mild 60s, and I think that's going to be our high temperature for the day. Low to, some of you may get closer to the mid 60s before that cold front comes through this morning with the gusty winds, but then the temperatures will plateau and then just slowly kind of drop late in the day with the passage of that cold front. And then we're going to drop down into the 30s, as I showed you for tonight. But right now, with a clear sky and temperatures in the 60s and that bit of a south-southwest breeze, it actually feels kind of nice out there this morning. But yeah, that's going to change as we go through the day. All right, here we go to the model maps, and I'll show you what's going on as far as the next weather pattern that's shaping up. Here's the one that's currently with us with the powerful system, which is still at 988, and then the coupled lows, the co-located low pressure system 985 sitting over Lake Michigan this morning. You can see the tight lines of pressure here, even coming down in Kentucky. Those are isobars, equal lines of pressure, and that all indicates wind. And lots of it. All of that is wind wrapping around that low pressure system. And so that wind is what we're going to pick up on as we go through the morning. The line of storms now in the Smoky Mountains and moving into the Virginias and the Carolinas, Georgia, Alabama, where there's still going to be a severe weather threat for the rest of the morning. But all this moves away as we go through time, high pressure taking over and giving us the eventually warmer flow. Now, there's going to be just this little dip that we're seeing here tonight and early tomorrow as we just stay a little bit on the chilly side because of on the backside of that high pressure, it tends to draw down some of that cooler air, even though the flow is west to east, more zonal to the south of us. We're kind of on that borderline. So we're going to get a little chilly tonight. As I mentioned, temperatures in the 30s, maybe close to freezing in a couple of spots. But hopefully we won't have to worry about frost being an issue. So here we go into Sunday, then into Monday, then Tuesday, we start to see the flow kicking up and another strong low pressure system out west of us. That system is going to traverse east and a little northeast, and you can see the big clash here right in the middle of the country. Big trough with the colder air coming in the Rockies and out west. And then for us, the really enhanced southerly flow when the Gulf of Mexico opens up and you get the clash of the systems. This is going to be another classic spring severe weather event, but it has slowed a bit. And so we've moved it from Tuesday to more Tuesday night into Wednesday. Yeah, it could be another kind of an overnight situation. We'll just have to see how the timing comes out. This is more of the long range model. We're not within the window of the short range or high resolution models to get a really good pinpoint on how this is going to play out. But let's just say, yeah, starting Tuesday into Wednesday, look at that, 976 millibars at low, big sprawling system here with punches of moisture coming in, low level jet. You've got shearing winds, on top of low level winds. So you're going to get that twist in the atmosphere, and everything is setting up here for another classic spring severe weather event. The timing here, 9 UTC, that's going to be 4 a.m. Wednesday morning. So again, this could be another, depending on how slow or how fast this thing gets in here, it could be early Wednesday or during the day on Wednesday. I'd rather it be during the day and not the nighttime. And I know you're saying that too. It does weaken as it moves east. See the low there, 977 millibars. That's going to be a hefty, strong, low pressure system as it continues its track into the Great Lakes. We will be on the warmer side of things, so there will be plenty of moisture. But then here comes the trough, and here comes the more sort of Arctic. Well, I hate to say Arctic, but more Canadian type cold air coming in back behind it. You get your classic setup here Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, and into early Thursday, and then the system moves on. We're not going to get cold, but it will cool off a little bit as we get into, say, next Thursday into Friday. You can see the chillier air to the north, the warmer air, still a good flow here, almost like the same setup we had last night and into this morning. And there we go into next weekend. It looks like an offshore system is going to be bringing some rain, and it looks like a little bit of a chill for us. This is as we get into next Saturday into Sunday. Yeah, we get some polar air. Well, I don't. Again, I said polar, but it's more like, we'll call it just some cooler Canadian air that's going to try to drop in here because we're in the spring now, and I don't want to use the word polar, even though that's sort of where it comes from. I don't. Polar makes me think it's going to get cold, and it's really not going to get cold. Okay. All right. Here's the surface maps for the next 7 days, showing the current picture. The front still yet to come through, but the rains are gone. That's with the first part of the system where the energy is this morning. So we're going to see a mix of sun and clouds, breezy, turning cooler today. Here we go into tonight, early Sunday morning, high pressure taking over. Good day tomorrow as temperatures will stay in the low 60s for the most part. And then here comes our disturbance along with the next system coming out of the plains. We start to get some rain showers late Monday, but this is not the main system. The main system and the main lows are still back to the west. So we get a little bit of a teaser as we get into Tuesday, and now it looks like Tuesday night into Wednesday is going to be the prime time for showers and thunderstorms, the cold front, and there's that very strong low pressure system. Good news is this one will be further away from us than the one that just came through. So, yes, there will be wind, there will be rain, there will be thunder, there will be severe weather in the central part of the country, the central Mississippi Valley. But then it's also a fast mover, and it'll be out of here by next Thursday night into Friday. Then high pressure takes over. There's a little trough, a little weak, short disturbance that could keep a chance of showers in the forecast through next Friday. But then that's when we cool off just a little, and things will settle down after that. So hopefully not too much damage out there this morning. I know we saw a couple of cells that just really just blew my mind early this morning. That one in particular up in Greene and Taylor counties, but I've heard no damage reports. I don't think it was a tornado. I think it's what it was last night if you were watching the coverage. And that was a very pronounced signature on radar, but because the radar, that area is far away from the radar beam, and it was just catching that upper level rotation, but at the ground level, it was mostly straight line winds. But we'll get some reports now that the sun is up this morning, and we'll find out exactly what happened there. In the meantime, Enjoy the day. Just watch out for the winds. Highs today, low 60s, breezy, sometimes gusty winds up to 45 miles per hour. Thanks for watching, and thanks for trusting. I appreciate it very much. God bless you, and I'll see you back here tomorrow morning.